Hi, fight fans. This is Ryan Maquiñana, writer for MaxBoxing.com and contributor to CSNBayArea.com. I'm here with San Francisco's Karim Mayfield, 13-0, 8 knockouts, one of the top welterweight prospects on the West Coast. Karim, you spent a month in camp with Team Pacquiao leading up to the Mosley fight as a sparring partner, and now you want to go on the record to talk about a recent anonymous internet report that a former Filipino sparring partner apparently witnessed Manny get injected with what appeared to be performance-enhancing drugs. What's your take on that?
My take on that is, I don't know what happened in the past with Manny, so I can't speak to that. But especially for this camp, this doing the sparring and just being around him and actually doing the different activities that he was doing, I don't see how anyone can come up with those allegations. I was definitely sparring. We sparred. We actually started off with just starting off doing 6 rounds. So for him to have stepped it up, he had to. Actually, as the week starts to progress, he began to step up the rounds, and definitely the competition levels begin to step up. But that was because I would say that, as you get more into shape, your competition levels step up. But I definitely feel the allegations have to be false due to the fact that, the guy definitely has superior speed and power, but other than that, from other guys that I've fought before, and I've never seen anything that was Superman. I've never seen no superhuman stuff out of him where he fought and he didn't get tired at all, or where he was able to just blaze through a sparring session or even fall partners for that fact. But like I said, he has superior power and superior speed, but I was actually able to to hang with him, and I was also like I said, it was times where it was days where he definitely did get tired, and I was just where I was actually a little concerned, like, gosh, he's getting tired after maybe the certain amount of rounds. But as I seen that the camp progressed, he began to get more consistent towards the end of the camp. But like I said, there was nothing that showed me that he would have had some type of steroids or something that, where he had some superhuman energy or anything like that. He appeared to be if he stepped it up a hard one round, he was going to be gassed in the next round. He had to, play it safe the next round. So, there was nothing that stood out to me that appeared to be those steroid allegations.
Now, one thing, if anybody would know about being the target of an internet rumor, it would be you, Kareem. I mean, I remember in the middle of Manny's camp, someone had anonymously reported on the internet that you had somehow scraped Manny's face in sparring, causing you to be kicked out of camp. And I mean, eventually that rumor proved to be false because one, Manny's face looked pretty immaculate heading into the weigh-in, and number two, I don't think Manny would have had you come to the ring with him after the fight if there was any bad blood, if there were any bad blood between you and him. So
Right.
let me get your take on that as far as the power of internet rumors to really rear their ugly head.
Yeah, well, I feel that definitely wasn't cool at all. They like, oh, well, Mayfield headbutted Pacquiao not one time, but 3 times. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, like that was definitely ridiculous. Definitely that day of sparring, we did step up the sparring where we both were like very physical, but nobody ever threw anything out there like, oh, break Mayfield watch out for the head or anything like that. So for them to somebody to put that out there, and what I'm not feeling is when they say something and then they put your name behind it. You know what I mean? say you're the person who's saying it. You know what I mean? So you can be maybe confronted or anything like that. Just don't put something out there and then hide your hand. And be a ghostwriter. But as you say, when I got in the ring and seen Manny, it was a great thing because after, he gave me a hug and told me, thank you, that was great work, and he appreciated my work, and for me to know that I got a world champion ready, and for him to thank me in the ring, that was definitely an honor to me. And for people just to try to tarnish my name, it just wasn't a good thing. I wasn't feeling it at all. And I asked actually Freddie Roach if he could clear that for me, and he actually did clear it for me the following day, which was media day, and he had mentioned that Mayfield's was great work, and I did get physical with Manny, but there was nothing about headbutts or anything like that. So I mean, with the internet world and radio and media, you do have things like that. But just to clear my name, I'm definitely I'm a good person, and I'm not into no BS or anything like that. We are in a fighting sport, and sometimes things do happen, but for them to say I blatantly did anything or anything like that in that nature, it was definitely ludicrous.
Now you've been around the sport long enough to be a sparring partner for Mosley. You've trained with Floyd Mayweather Sr. It's one thing when an anonymous internet report comes up from anywhere, being that it's the internet. But it's another when someone of Shane Mosley's stature basically validates it by tweeting about it. Do you feel like there's a sense of suspicion raised, when a story like that hasn't even been substantiated, but somebody in the sport with Shane's stature, especially having just fought Pacquiao, do you think that there is a sense of suspicion that's raised? I guess more so than just if any Joe Blow on the internet were to raise it.
Yeah, well, definitely, I feel it wasn't cool because first of all, you got this ghost guy that nobody knows. I don't know when. I don't ever remember Pacquiao actually sparring a Filipino guy. There definitely wasn't a Filipino guy in our camp. We had some black guys and two Latin guys. So that definitely wasn't in this camp. And I've heard that he was there with no one in the last few camps that was Filipino. So I don't see who that could have been. Not to mention that with sort of saying honestly, it wasn't about if Pacquiao had did something like extraordinary to Mosley, maybe okay, you can maybe come up with some allegations. But it wasn't. Honestly, I don't feel it's what Pacquiao did. I really feel that it was what Mosley didn't do this fight. And what Mosley didn't do was throw a lot of punch counts or even throw a lot of big shots for that part. And like I said, it's not what Mosley. What Pacquiao did is what Mosley didn't do. So the allegations is just kind of weak at this point, and not to mention after the fight.
So for the record, obviously, like you said, you can't speak for Manny's past camps because you weren't there. But as far as what you've seen, as far as the information you've gathered by being there for that month, do you think Manny Pacquiao is taking performance-enhancing drugs?
Honestly, I don't. Honestly, I don't. Like I said, you have good days with him. You have bad. Starting off, he definitely had some pretty bad days. Then he began to pick it up. But I don't want to say bad days, but they wasn't so good, But honestly, I wouldn't say the guy was on steroids because, person to ask the question, how would you know if somebody was on steroids? I played football, and we could definitely tell the guys that came from, I played for City, and the guys that came in from different states and or whatever, we could tell the guys that was on steroids, or whether it was an HGH or whatever it had been, any type of test or whatever. But we definitely could tell, oh yeah, this guy is juicing, and it nothing like that stood out to me. So I'm aware of guys that have taken steroids in the past from my football career, and but I've seen guys that have taken steroids, and I can tell they have a different muscle mass, and it's just the way their performance is. Some guys are naturally gifted to actually have genetically to have possess different things, and some people actually possess conditioning. That can be one of the things. And I do feel that Manny actually does possess one of those traits of being able to throw a lot of punches. You got guys like Aaron Pryor,
Right.
that was just the same way. Different angles, different punches, and actually he was around the same weight class as Manny right now. So, honestly, I don't feel that. Like I said, I can't speak about the past, but for this training camp, I did see him getting exhausted at times when we stepped it up, or when we stepped up the rounds, or when I stepped up my style or whatever. I definitely seen him getting tired, and actually on the Showtime 360, you seen actually him sort of gassed out when they showed me scoring him. If I'm not mistaken, it was the second to last episode that they showed. And that was actually the first 3 rounds that we had went. And you see him go to the corner, he was gassed. It was because I had stepped up my competition level that day, and he was gassed. Nevertheless, he ended up going with another 2 guys, but he had to pull it out. But yeah, so honestly, like I said, once again, I don't see the guy being on anything definitely for this camp.
All right. Well, thanks for clearing that up, Kareem. Back to you. What's new for you? As far as I know, you've signed with Tennessee-based Prize Fight Promotions, and you were slated to fight former world champ Steve Forbes on June 17 on ESPN2 Friday Night Fights. Can you tell me the status on that, and is Forbes still the opponent?
Yeah, well, the started some. If I'm clear on it, that I've already signed for signed the contract, and Steve Forrest had agreed to take the fight, and I'm looking forward. I've been training hard and really getting it in. I'm actually on my way to another session right now. Different doing different sessions of different things, but nevertheless, I'm looking forward to this fight, and hopefully, someone told me that I wasn't on box track, but I'm hoping this guy didn't pull out. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't want to take the fight originally, so I mean that could be the case. So after I hang up with you, I'm definitely going to check up there.
Well, tell me a little bit about signing with Prize Fight. You've been in talks with other promoters here in the West Coast. You being a San Francisco native from Fillmore, why Prize Fight, especially with them being based all the way out in Tennessee?
Well, looking at what they've done in different venues that they've done, and how many fights that they've thrown, they and the guys actually the people that they're working with. You got Sean Porter and Fernando Guerrero, to name a few. But I've seen that they've actually moved their guys pretty well, and they've matched their guys up well. And they just didn't see them as tuna cans. They've mixed them up and matched them up, which is a good thing. And they put them in different situations and different positions for them to be, contenders and eventually world champs. So I definitely look forward to, being in that same type of criteria and following up and doing the same thing they're doing and doing a whole lot more. But not only that, they're definitely willing to work with me. My brother, as you know, my brother had thrown a fight in June, his first promotional fight, and Fight Fight was actually willing to do co-promotion with my brother. So, I have a big fan base in the Bay Area, and we had over 2,500 people show up on our first show, which was a good look. And I look forward to definitely fighting in my hometown, and they were willing to work with that, so that was a goal all the way around.
So, to be clear, eventually you'd like to do another hometown show with Prize Fight back in San Francisco?
Yeah, definitely sometime this year. Hopefully we should be shooting for the summer.
Okay, sounds good. We'll definitely keep track on your career as you move forward. Again, you're 13-0 with eight knockouts, and hopefully the trend will continue for the rest of the year.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. That's Karim Hard Hitter Mayfield from San Francisco, just clearing up the record as far as his take on the recent allegations surrounding Manny's quote-unquote steroid use and talking a little bit about his own career. Thank you very much, Karim.
Yes, sir. Got it.